gains the ability to sculpt their very thoughts. Our armies cannot defeat him.
There's so much going on this season, and it's so exciting. I want to know, both of you are playing these monarchs in this Tolkien world, and was there anyone in history that you kind of looked towards when taking on this role?
Not for me specifically, but you certainly think about leaders throughout history, be they queens, kings, prime ministers, presidents, because they all are in this very unique position. Obviously, all very different contexts, different circumstances. But I always thought about, that sort of top tier of society where it's a very small circle, and that circle of concentration, it just shrinks, and potentially it can be that question of like, do you have reliable people around you? Who can you trust? It's lonely at the top. It can be very isolated. And so I often thought about those things, but there wasn't necessarily tapping into any one figure or sort of using that in a way. It was more about just, sort of thinking through the idea about emotionally kind of what is that like? What would that be like? And obviously many leaders throughout history have written their own autobiographies and have diaries, and there's plenty to mine from sort of like the thought process of various world leaders.
Yeah, I mean, Eisenhower, Truman, Lincoln, they're all, so much of your job as a leader is herding cats. And especially for Gilgalad. Yeah. Oh, there you are. Hello. There you go. Nice to see you. For a second.
Now you can see my smile and my laugh. So
Yeah.
Great. But there's something about kind of being a loving parent, in the sense that you're parenting teenagers and you know what you have to do is going to be unpopular and they're going to fight against it, but it is for the better good of your people. And especially for someone like Gilgalad, who's been alive for thousands of years, he has the experience to back up his decision, but also has to have the grace to allow for mistakes and growth of those who serve under him. And so certainly there's a lot to glean from past leaders, and there's also a lot to glean from Tolkien. I mean, it's just the source material is the best material, frankly.
well, I like that analogy because I've got three little people and it's a battle every day. So I understand it.
Evil has arisen.
You're the queen of your own kingdom.
Yeah, exactly.
Cynthia, can you talk about, how your character works through her being disabled? Actually, my mother was blind, so I thought it was an interesting, character, what your character went through.
Yeah, I mean, I always remember when the showrunners sort of, when I was first cast, and they sort of talked me through, what her journey was going to be in season one. And I thought, wow, this is really interesting, because obviously there is this sort of, allegorical loss of vision. But then I also was keenly aware of wanting to make sure that it was never about a situation of pity, and that it was really about, I accept this situation and I will continue to lead, and I will continue to be the leader that my people deserve. And so it was very important to me that when she found herself in that situation, that it didn't diminish her. The people have doubt toward her because she lost a battle. It isn't necessarily ultimately her blindness, but it's more that, she still has to be a public facing figure and a leader and maintain that strength on their behalf. But I did think a lot about, when your vision is sort of taken from you, how you sort of turn inward, and that your inner life is rich. And there's a lot of inner turmoil for Miriel this season. So, I love sort of what the showrunners have laid out for her for season 2, and how she navigates all of the challenges ahead, with her loss of vision, but also with I believe, a newfound strength as well.
This may be applicable to both of you. This is my last question, or it may just be applicable to Benjamin. We're yet to find out, right? But how do you feel like faith and goodness like plays a part in your character despite all the darkness? Maybe you, Benjamin.
Well, you have to remember, especially for the elves, when you've lived so long, to see everyone you know and love die over and over again, the question becomes, how do you muster the strength to love? How do you muster hope? And they do. You know, these are the elves they chose to remain in Middle-earth when presented with paradise. They said, no, I'll just stay on this dirty rock where everything that lives here wants to kill each other. This will be fun. And there's something beautiful about that. Not unlike the metaphor being a parent. You know, I'm going to fail at this. I've never met a parent who aced it. But love and hope is the reason that you do it, that I'm going to take what I was given and build off of that, and then give the foundation for those that come after me to build off of that. I can't think of anything more loving. And that's quintessentially Tolkienian also, that over time we get better if we pay forward the love and hope that was given to us. And I think that's self-evident in our show. I think that's self-evident in the books, and I wish it were more self-evident in our daily lives.
Galadriel.
If you enjoy videos that follow your values like ours and you want to help us continue, go to movieguide.org/donate, because we're actually a nonprofit. You may not know that, but we're working in Hollywood every day to help families have more choices that follows their values. And also subscribe right now.